back, relax, and catch up on the happenings around the league. It's the Elite Wire with Bradley.
Yo, what is up, Madden Elite? Bradley here, and we are coming at it with yet another wire. We are officially running the course of season number 5 of Madden Elite. It is season 5, our last season for the cycle. We started, I think it was like January or something when Next Gen dropped, so we got a late start. We have exceeded all expectations we've had in basically every category. It's been a great run. That run is not over. This season is shaping up pretty nicely. I'm very excited to watch this season unfold. And there's some spicy crap going on right now. We got some crap to look at today. And amongst that crap we got to look at, right? I've got a jar of dirt. That's right. I got a jar of dirt. We're going to be putting some cats on blast today. Yesterday, I noticed quite a bit of conversation multiple times yesterday about people running the same defense over and over and over. So we're not exactly going to talk about people running the same defense over and over and over, but we'll get to it. We're saving it for a little bit later. We're saving the cheese dirt for a little bit later, but we're going to put the cheese dirt on blast. Speaking of cheese dirt, there's some other cheese stuff. We learned yesterday Freight has some weird fetishes. If you watched yesterday, Freight Train did a live award show for season 4, and he introduced some new awards. There's something about like cheese, and we learned like the image that he got for this particular graphic. He had a weird kind of Google search path he had to go down, and we're just going to move on from it. Okay, we're just going to move on from it. It's fine. Diving into things, though, the first thing that we have to look at today, we're going to be looking at the strength of schedules. It took me a good while to put this graphic together. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I basically went through, looked at all of the records from last season, got a winning percentage for every team, and then went through and averaged the winning percentages of all the teams that all the owners face in season 5 to determine the strength of schedule for Cats. Right off the bat, the team with the worst, the team with like the toughest schedule, hands down, is Kanyu and his Eagles, sitting at a .59, which is leaps. It's significantly higher than the number 2 team, which is a 5.78. And even with that 5.9, what is interesting about this? Even with that 5.9, Kanyu is sitting at 2-0. He's not the only undefeated team left in his division either. We are currently in week 3, and he is not the only undefeated team left in his division at this moment. Believe it or not, Jeff is sitting with an undefeated record. That undefeated record he is doing so currently with the 4th toughest schedule in the league, which is a 5.59. The rest of the NFC East, I think the NFC East could shape out to have a very good run this year. Last season, Cobra really disappointed and dropped the ball. His strength of schedule is sitting at a 5.51. Currently, Cobra is at a 2-1 record. And then we have Alex in the division with the number 2 record, or the number 2 strength of schedule, which is a 5.78, and Alex is sitting at a 101. We all know what Alex is capable of, as he has been to a bowl in the past. The NFC East, I think, depending on how their season plays out, even with all four of the guys having top 10 strength of schedules, three of them top 5 strength of schedules. Even with all this said, I think the NFC East could make a run for top division in season 5, and doing so with this tough road, I think would really be a statement to the strength of that schedule. And I've like many others have given Jeff a lot of crap. I'm gonna say it right now. Like, the crap is just the crap, The truth of the matter is there are a lot of people that believe that Jeff can compete at a high level. And honestly, if I did believe that, I wouldn't come out and say that. But there's a chance I might believe that. But I'm not going to come out and say that. So we're just going to move on from that, and we'll see what Jeff does. And like, kind of like taking the mentality of, let's see what a guy does. There's somebody we need to talk about. That somebody is J-Mac. J-Mac and his Jets, who has the second worst strength of schedule this season, which is a 4.38. We need to take a moment, and we need to talk about J-Mac. First of all, first things first, right? First things first. J-Mac's season 4 playoff performance is like nothing I've ever seen in Madden. He ran the gauntlet, probably the most impressive playoff run I've ever seen in Madden. His playoff journey in the wildcard round began with him beating Bread. Following him beating Bread in the wild card, he went on and in the divisional rounds faced the reigning Lit Elite World Super Bowl champion of the world, that being OC. And he pulled out the upset that nobody thought he was going to pull out. He beat OC, he beat Orion, he beat OC. And he goes on to the divisional round where he faces the season... What was it? Season 3... No, the season 2 Super Bowl champion. OC was the season 3 Super Bowl champion. He went on to play the season 2 Super Bowl champion, which was Fun Guy in his Ravens. And he beat the season 2 Elite World Super Bowl champion of the world. And then in the Super Bowl, he went on to play the season 1 Super Bowl champion. The season 1 Elite World Super Bowl champion of the world, Beeman. So, and he pulled out the upset that no one thought he was going to pull out. So J-Mac in his playoff performance beat the commish, beat Bread, and then he goes on to beat all 3 of the previous Super Bowl champions, all 3 of the previous Elite World Super Bowl champions of the world, to basically claim the season 4 Elite World Super Bowl championship of the world for himself. And in doing so, with all the other previous Super Bowl champions falling at his feet, going into season 5, J-Mac is the champion of champions. He is uncontested top dog. However, and like going into this season with his record or with his strength of schedule and coming off the season he came off of, and his strength of schedule, remember, is a 4.38, second worst in the league. You would expect him to repeat. You would expect him to put out an impressive 16-0 season. There's a reason why no one believed in J-Mac in the playoffs. Why? It's because he's not that good. However, he got it done. No one can take that away from him. However, going into season 5 with his 4.38 strength of schedule, J-Mac is sitting. J-Mac is sitting at an 0-3 record. He's sitting at an 0-3 record. J-Mac does not have a single win on the season. Not a single win. Not one win. It's... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on and for J-Mac and his Jets. He was positioned, right? J-Mac and his Jets was positioned to come into this season and just dominate, to come into this season and repeat. Like when I looked at that schedule, when I looked at the strength of schedule, right? I made a prediction, and that prediction was I think Beeman's going to go 16-0. We'll chat more about that in a moment. But I kind of thought in the back of my mind, am I disrespecting J-Mac by not being like, okay, this guy's going to go 16-0 with this schedule? Am I disrespecting him because I didn't say that? Like, a lot of people are like, yo, Brad, why you hating on me all the time? J-Mac's one of those guys. He's kind of been like that, right? He's like, why you hating on me all the time? Like, the truth is, like, I'm not hating for the sake of hating. I'm just calling things how I see it and how I see it. J-Mac, there was no way he was going to repeat the magic in the bottle that he captured season 4. The truth is, J-Mac's not what we saw in the playoffs. His playoff run, it was a fluke. That's what it was. And going into season number 5 with the 4-3-8 schedule, he's 0-3. He's 0-3, and not only is he 0-3, but he's getting killed. Look at all 3 of these games. All 3 of these games he's played. Week 1 versus Beeman, he lost 42-6. And then in week 2, he goes on to play Young Watts. And his Dolphins, and he loses 41-26. And then in week 3, he goes on to play Doc and his Titans, and he loses 0-42. He couldn't even get a field goal in that game. This is the champion of champions. This is the guy that we've put on a pedestal. This is the guy that I got flack, right? This is the guy that I got flack for ridiculing through last season. And then he goes to playoffs. He's like, what now? What now, Bradley? What now? What now, J-Mac? You're sitting at 0-3, and you have allowed, you have allowed 85 points through 3 games. You've allowed 85 points through 3 games, and you've only put up 27 points. Listen, I'm not hating for the sake of hating. I'm just calling things like I see it. Like, I can't look at this. I can't look at what you've done this season and be like, oh, man, J-Mac is so good. He did so well last season in the playoffs, and he's so good, and he's going to have an amazing year this season. Like, I can't do that. Why? Because that's not what it is. And me, when I looked at that strength of schedule and you had the 4-3-8, and me not being like, okay, J-Mac's going to go 16-0, it wasn't me hating. It was me being a realist. And when the realist, right, when the realist looks at this strength of schedule graphic, right, and we see this, the realist will look at this and understand that even with the 4-3-8, J-Mac's not going to go 16-0. But the realist will look at this, and there is someone that does have the potential to go 16-0. Someone that's consistently pulled off 14-2 seasons. That someone is Beeman and his Seahawks, sitting at the 4-6-9, right? A 4-6-9 for Beeman. It is, I believe, entirely possible for Beeman to go 16-0. And a lot of people are like, yo, Brad, you've given Beeman so much hate through the cycle. Listen. I don't hate for the sake of hate, and I call things how I see it. And listen, me being like Beeman's going to go 16-0, that's not me saying Beeman's going to win the Super Bowl. That's not me saying Beeman's going to get a second bowl. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think he's going to have a 16-0 regular season, but when it gets to the playoffs, outside of that season 1, the playoffs have been a curse to him. Like, he has dropped the ball every other time, right? He's dropped the ball every other time. And like, even with me saying that, like, that's not me hating for the sake of hating. Going into last season, I thought last season when the playoffs hit, I thought Beeman had the magic going to get it done. But unfortunately, J-Mac, I think J-Mac may have hired someone to log into his PSN and play his games. Like, they say that J-Mac is Chevy Jr. So I have a theory. Maybe J-Mac and Zell are actual like IRL homies, and when the playoffs rolled around, J-Mac was like, yo, man, I'm just not that good at Madden. Zell, will you come over here, and here, I'll let you play for me. And then Zell took the controller in his hand And with all the time away, all of that Madden zeal that Zell has inside him, it kind of like just flowed out from like the inside of Zell into his hands, into the controller that was in his hands, and Zell put together the most impressive playoff run that we've ever seen. I think that might be what happened. I think J-Mac might have had Zell play for him last season in the playoffs. I mean, that would explain things. It would definitely still be it'd definitely be the highlight of Zell's existence, right? When it comes to Madden, right? But I think it's a lot more feasible that Zell did what happened. So I think what happened in the playoffs, I think J-Mac had Zell play his games for him. And I'm just being a realist, you know? But yeah, I think it's entirely possible for Beeman to go 16-0 with the schedule that he has. Let's take a look at Beeman's schedule. So starting out, he had basically the free win week 1 as he beat J-Mac 42-6. Went on to play P. Will, and he wins that game 35-30. No surprise there. And then week 3, he played the new Arizona Cardinals owner, which is Gumbo. Gumbo has returned to the league, and he wins that game 42-13. Looking ahead, looks like Beeman will follow up by playing the Lions in week 4, and then he'll have Rams week 5, Dolphins week 6, Bears week 7. I think up through week 7, he's just going to roll over everybody. I think week 7 will be the first legitimate challenge he has, and then he'll play Rams. And then week 9 against Lou, that will be a good game. Lou's sitting at 1-1, and he's made deep playoff runs in the past. Has Gumbo again week 11, 49ers week 12, week 13 Falcons, week 14 Konyu. Zell, or I think Konyu versus Beeman week 14. I think the stakes of that game will be incredibly high. The stakes of that game, I believe, will be the game for the number 1 seed in the NFC playoffs. I think it's possible for Konyu, even with the number 1 strength of schedule in the league. I think it's entirely possible for Konyu to go into this game looking at only 1 or 2 losses. Right, I think it is entirely possible. And honestly, I think Beeman will come out with the win in that. Beeman's going to roll over everybody. Week 15, he's got 49ers. Week 16, Bills. And then in week 17, he has the Vikings. Looking at Beeman's schedule, really the only real games I see that are going to be a fight for him, it's going to be that Konyu game, and then the games that he plays against the NFC North. However, I think Beeman is just going to run over everybody. I really think 16-0 is in the cards for Beeman. We'll see. Beeman says I've jinxed him. I don't think that's the case. I'm just a realist, calling things how I see them. Speaking of calling things how I see them, we need to take a moment and talk about the AFC North. The AFC North seasons 1, 2, and 3 was basically the uncontested number one division in the league. Last season, I began to shift on that and I said, okay, I think that balance of power may have shifted from the AFC North to the NFC North. I think the balance of power might have shifted back. I think the AFC North might have been like, oh, yo, no, that's not true. We're the Bucks, right? We're the top division in the league. And I think that shift really began to take place. during the Season 4 playoffs. In the Season 4 playoffs, all of the NFC North teams were out. They all, I believe, lost in the wild card. Not a single NFC North team made it to the divisional round. And what's significant about this is the AFC North. They have 2 Elite World Super Bowl championships, and they've been to 3 bowls. And now we look at the early standings, right? The Ravens are 3-0. The Browns are 2-0. The Bengals are 2-1. The Steelers are 2-1. The question mark last season in season 4 for the AFC North, it was Jumper and it was Estrada. Jumper was new to the league, and we were used to the Steelers competing at the highest of levels, but we didn't see that from Jumper last season. It looks like he's rebounding, though, and he's had a 2-1 record, and he's had some impressive games. We'll talk about that momentarily, though. And Estrada is sitting at a 2-0 record. Estrada has been under the scope for a while now in Elite. Season 1, he made the Super Bowl, and then seasons 2 through 4 didn't really do much after. I think season 2, he still competed at a high level. Season 3 and 4, though, he completely just fell off. I think, though, Estrada has returned to his glory, and I think Jumper has taken a stance. Jumper has boldly declared and promised, has guaranteed that he will make playoffs. And I believe he might have even said he will win the AFC North. I don't know if I'm ready to say that yet, but maybe Jumper makes playoffs. But what I can tell you is these guys, both Jumper and Estrada, going into like the early part of this season, they've both had fantastic early runs. Let's take a moment and look at these. So Jumper and his Steelers. Jumper is setting his offense. It is balling out. He's 9th in points scored. He's 3rd in rushing yards, 2nd in pass, or third. He is 3rd in total yards, 2nd in passing yards, 15th in rushing. His defense is struggling. Is struggling quite a bit. It looks like he's got one of the worst defenses in the league. However, his offense is just balling out. Looking at his early games. So he beat Boss Man 35-31. That's not really saying much. A win is a win, though. Week 2, though, where Jumper really turned heads. Week 2. He beat Chiefs. He beat Bread 42-35. Now, a lot of people are like, Bread's washed up. I don't believe it. I'm not buying the sauce. I have already stated my pick for Super Bowl season 5 is Bread. And like, people are thinking I'm just being like biased and dumb because like I got a lot of love for Bread, right? Maybe that's the case, but like, I earnestly and fervently believe that before the cycle is done, Bread will have a bowl. I've said that since day 1, and I'm sticking to that. I don't think Bread is going to let me down. He's going to make it happen. He's getting the bowl in season 5. So a win over Bread, in my mind, it's a win over a Super Bowl champion, because that's all I've ever seen Bread do over the last 10 years is win bowls. I don't think there's ever been a cycle I've seen where Bread has not won a bowl. Like, and I know there have been some people like when I said this, I forget what I think it was the TED Talk we did where Beeman was on. I said that on the show. I've never seen Bread not win a bowl in a cycle. And Beeman was like, yo, he didn't win a bowl this cycle. I'm like, man, the cycle's not done. He's like, no, I'm talking about the PS4 leagues. Listen, I don't care about the PS4 leagues. I don't care what Bread does in other leagues. Every league I have ever been in with Bread over the last 10 years, he wins a bowl every cycle. So when you're going into a new cycle, right, let me teach you something. When you're going into a new cycle and you're asked, who do you think is going to win a bowl this cycle? If Bread is in the league, say Bread. Because it's an easy, in the end of the day, you walk away being right. So I know when season 5 is done, Bread's going to have a bowl. And by some miracle, if Bread doesn't win the bowl, I think I think we should run season 6, okay? Because anyways, moving on. Week three. Jumper unfortunately loses to Orion and his Bengals. This is a big loss, 48-17. However, in Jumper's defense, In the aftermath of that game, Jumper went on to say that OC is just his bane, and it's the worst matchup for him. And he basically said he's never been able to beat OC. So we're gonna wash over that game, right? We're gonna be like, okay, that game is what it is. We're gonna see what Jumper is gonna do through the rest of the season, and what I think Jumper is gonna do through the rest of the season. I think he's gonna return those Steelers to glory. This is about respect. Season 5, it's about respect. Even if a team fails to win a bowl, even if a team fails to make playoffs, go out with respect, go out with a high note. I want to see these Steelers return to glory, and I think we're going to see it. I don't think in the end of the day, Jumper is going to be a washed up team that is doing nothing in the league. Jumper is going to compete. I believe Jumper is going to be in the playoff run down to the very wire, down to the very end of the season. What about Estrada? Let's take a moment and look at Estrada. So week 1, Estrada crushes Mex 49-28. Week 2, he goes over on Bossman 24-14. So week 1, week 2, he wins both games. Looking ahead though at week 3, looking ahead though at this week, at this game that he has tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, he collides with Bread. I just went on this big rant about how I think Bread is going to win the bowl. In the end of the day, regular season doesn't matter. What matters is the playoffs. What matters is the bowl. I think Estrada's going to win this game. I think Estrada's going to go into this game with something to prove, and he's going to pull it out. When this game is wrapped up, I believe Estrada's going to be sitting at a 3-0 record, and I believe Brett's going to be 1-2. When that happens, though, don't throw in the towel on Brett. Because in the end of the day, Bread will get it done. Bread will be in the playoffs. And once Bread hits the playoffs, he's going to go ham in season 5. And it's just going to be lights out. And season 5 is Bread's bowl. We need to shift gears a little bit, though. We need to shift gears a little bit. I began the show by basically gloating that I had a jar of dirt. I had some dirt cheese that we needed to look at. So, listen to me, right? There were some games that went down yesterday. Quite a few games that kind of created a response in chat when guys were like, oh, this is so cheesy. This guy's running the same defense over and over and over and over. Like, that conversation, I feel like, took place multiple times yesterday. Let's talk about one individual that was kind of a part of these conversations. This individual being Cobra. Multiple times when these conversations went down yesterday, Cobra was one of the guys in chat being like, same defense, same defense, same defense. You know, Cobra played a game yesterday, right? Cobra played the Saints. And there were some people watching that game. As it's going down, they hit me up DM. They're like, yo, man, you see this Cobra guy play? I'm like, what are you talking about, G? He's like, do we got some rules about running the same thing over and over and over? Because this is pretty cheesy what I'm seeing Cobra do right now. I'm like, what you mean? And then the guy's like, check this out, man. They sent me a link to the game, and they gave me some timestamps. They're like, you need to go watch this. So I clicked the link that I was given, and I went to the timestamp. Let's watch this together. Okay, let's watch this together. I've got a clip of it. Those are my show notes. We don't want that. All right, here it is. So, lay out the circumstance. Oh, goodness. So, laying this out right, we have Cobra playing Julian and his Saints. It is basically at the end of the third quarter. Cobra is down 3 points, so he's down a field goal. They're basically pretty much in the fourth quarter. There's 52 seconds left as he gets the ball. Let's just watch how this plays out, right? Let's just watch how this plays out.
Here at the 25.
Let me turn that down. That's pretty loud. I don't know how it's coming through in your guys' end. It's loud on mine. Let's just make it. Okay. So, check this out. Pay attention. No, hang on. Let's go back. I was worrying about the volume. All right. So, pause. Okay, look at this. Take a note of the formation and watch the routes. Okay. Cobra lines up, drops back to pass. Okay, it's crossers, right? Everybody runs crossers. Oh, it's nearly picked off. Cobra got bailed out there big time. All right, so it's PA post shot. PA post shot. That's the play. Look, okay, now look. Same formation right here. He's lining up again. Same formation. Drops back to pass. What's it? Is it? Same play? Same play 2 times in a row. He rolls out to the pocket, kind of just plants himself, waits for it to develop, throws over the same spot, and again it should have been a pick. He got bailed out. PA post shot, same play. Look, third time in a row, same formation. Could it be the same play again? Could it be the same play again? He drops back to pass. Oh, and it is. It's the same play 3 times in a row. Throws to a different guy this time, right? And he gets his man. He gets his guy, right? 25 seconds-ish left in the game, right? Let's see what he's going to do here. He goes, oh, same formation. So are we going to see the same play again? Or, time ran out. 4th quarter or 3rd quarter expired. So we're never going to know if he was running PA post shot for the 4th time in a row. But let's see what he does going into quarter number 4, though. Let's see what he does going into quarter number 4. This is exciting. This is real exciting. All right, they're taking some time, picking their plays, right? Julian's taking his time. He's probably realized, yo, this guy's running the same thing over and over. Let me go with something that will specifically stop what he's doing. Oh, what's it? Same formation? Could it be? Could it be the same play? No, it looks like he's mixing it up. It's a different play. All right. It looks like he pulled it in, but they don't give it to him. So that's drive out of the same formation, the PA post shot. He go, what? Same formation. Okay. Let's see what he's gonna do here. He drops back to pass. Oh, it looks like okay. He's running the same play again. That drive out ones. Okay, and he gets sacked. He goes down. He goes no huddle. And he streaks on one of the guys over there to the right because that's what he did on the last play. He does the same thing again. Does the same play again. So 2 times in a row. So he started by doing the PA post shot 3 times in a row. Now he's at the drive out 2 times in a row. Let's see what he's going to do. Right here. Let's see what he's actually no. That was the drive out 3 times in a row because the drive out 3 times in a row. So he did the PA post shot 3 times in a row, same formation, and he comes down and he does the drive out 3 times in a row, same formation. I don't know. Like, you be the judge of it. You form whatever opinions you want to form. And, like, next time if Cobra is like, yo, this guy runs the same defense, just be like, yo, Cobra, you PA post shots, drive out, you know. Like, it is what it is, I guess, We're going to wrap this up. Everyone who took the time to check the video out, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. We've had a lot of support for all this crap we're doing. And, like, without the support, like, we wouldn't do it. Like, if nobody supported this crap, then we wouldn't do it. But, like, a lot of y'all, you support this crap, so thank you. I am going to attempt to maintain the wire even after season 5 has wrapped up. We're probably going to look at like news about Madden, community stuff. We'll probably do some interviews and stuff with some various people in the Madden community, interviews with guys in the league, interviews with other people. I'm looking forward to doing like some Madden wishlist stuff. I'm noticing people are already doing wishlist stuff for Madden 22. I've been putting together kind of a wish list of things I would like to see in Madden and CFM, and I've been spending a lot of time pondering that. Once this season is done and we're kind of in that limbo between end of season 5 and next Madden, I'll probably put out a wish list video on one of these wires, and I would be curious as well, what would you like to see in future Maddens, right? Let me like I don't really do this. I don't really ask for comments in the comment section below. Like I'm not one of those people on these videos like trying to grind out and grow the YouTube and be like, yo, subscribe and like the video. Like I've never done that, but you know, if you want, you can go ahead and subscribe and like the video. But I say all that to say, comments. I would love to hear in the comments what are things you would like to see in Madden. And as I kind of begin to compile this wish list like video or wish list items, definitely factor in any input y'all would have. But yeah, thanks for checking out the video, everyone. Thank you for making the league what it is. Appreciate it. Mad love. Peace.